We'll get into Arsenal in a second, but just on Noni, Paul, I'll start with you. I mean, do you think he's kind of made his point? Because he did go through that really kind of tough start where, some Arsenal fans online creating a petition to have the club not sign him. How do you think he's fared so far?
I think he's been absolutely outstanding. I'm a big Chelsea fan. If there was one player I would have sold at the start of the season from Chelsea, it would have been him. I never see him hardly have one good game at Chelsea. He never went past players, very hot and cold. But since he's been at Arsenal, he's been a revelation. He's been absolutely unbelievable. Play different ways. Arsenal play a lot quicker. They get the ball out to the wingers and they can go and have a go. And 1v1, I think he's one of the best about, if I'm being honest. I think he's one of the best wingers. If you give him the ball 1v1, he doesn't mess about. He's not fussed in. I know he does a nice trick there, but he's not fussed in doing tricks. He's very direct, runs at real pace. And when you're a defender, you do not want people running with you at pace. You don't have to do too much. Very rarely he stops the ball. He gets the ball and he goes bang that way. Like Salah did, do you know what I mean? Salah just got the ball and went bang. And people can't tackle you when you're doing that. And, I think he's been absolutely outstanding. I got it horribly wrong.
Yeah. I mean, for you, Julian, seeing a player like Noni, do you think this is good that Arsenal have got a player like that? Because usually we're so used to seeing Arsenal play that certain type of way where it's not as direct as sometimes the fans might want.
Yeah, I think Mikel has been a fan for a while. Not too much based on the stats that we saw at Chelsea, because Merce is right. There was maybe not enough from him in the end product. Yeah. But in terms of profile and what I think Mikel believed he could do with Madueke, I think he was a player that he liked from a very long time, even before the move. So it was an expensive signing in a way at £50 million to strengthen your squad, especially in those positions. But if you're a top club, that's what you do. Yeah. You sign players who could start or could be on the bench, could come off the bench to have an impact. But those players are be expensive, naturally.
Yeah, Paul, Arsenal have suffered with injuries in years gone past, particularly to Bukayo Saka. And there was that moment whenever he went down, Arsenal fans held their breath. Do you think now that they've got a player like Noni, describe to us what that's like maybe for the potential left-back, thinking, OK, Saka's gone off and now I've got Noni to face?
Oh, there's nothing worse. I mean, nothing worse. When you see someone's number come up, you think, I've got rid of him. Yeah. And then all of a sudden someone else comes on who's very similar and who's fresh. That's what they need. The next part of the season with the Champions League, and the league gets harder. The longer this season goes on, when you lose a game, the more effective it becomes. And to swap players that are like for like, it's very rare you can get that. Usually you bring a top quality player off and you're going to really weaken the team. Yeah. But you're not at the moment. The way he's playing, I think it's perfect over that side.
What about Arsenal as a whole? Do you think they've got that squad depth needed to go on and push and win the whole thing?
I think Arsenal's biggest game of the season is on Saturday night at Everton. I think it's a humongous game. I think Man City will beat West Ham. They'll be top of the league. And Arsenal will be walking onto that pitch thinking, we were 7 points clear not long ago. Yeah. We didn't even have a danger. And the last team you want to be chasing you down. I think this is a massive game. Yeah. Massive psychologically. But they have got a good squad. But I see a lot of nerves last weekend. It was scary.
Yeah. Julian, I know you were at the game last weekend. I saw you there. Yeah. But what did you make of it? Did you think it was alarming for Arsenal fans? Or was it quite a good defensive display from Wolves?
I would not say, I don't think it was worrying in the sense that I think this was the worst performance of the season. By far, I think everybody would say that. I think you probably are allowed to have one like that in each season, even if you're a top team. It happened to Liverpool last season, even when they won the league. It happened to City before, where you off it. There's no rhythm, there's no energy. It's a Champions League week, so you've already played. And I know it was only in Bruges, but it's still a Champions League week. You'd played a lot previously, which was not the case of Wolves. It's a 5-4-1 or 5-3-2 that you've played against, but they were very defensive, they were very aggressive, and it's just not your day, but you just grind out a win. And I think that was the most important. Whatever happens, 2 own goals, just not much from the game, you take it. It just can't happen again. Yeah. And then if it happens another time, whether it's this weekend, in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, then you can worry. But a one-off like this, if it's a one-off, I don't think it's too alarming.
Yeah, but Paul, where do you think it went wrong in that game?
I thought they started I thought it was one of them. We just got to turn up and we'll win this football match. And I thought that was the whole stadium. And that's what they got to live with, Arsenal, for the next 22 football matches and the next, 11 at the Emirates. It's going to be like that. The right to have 11 people sat behind the ball, and they need to move the ball quickly. And I think sometimes they've got to be a little bit more open the game up where you're inviting the other team to have a go at you. And that wasn't the case. Do you know what I mean? It was just constant. Sometimes you've got to draw them out. Go back to the goalkeeper, bring them out, start again. Sometimes Arsenal play like 10 minutes in their half, but it's like an ice hockey power play.
Yeah.
It's there.
Sideways.
It's all sideways,
Yeah.
you know. And for me, he's got to get the horses for courses. I thought the week before he should have played Gyökeres at Villa Park. Last week, I think he plays Mourinho.
I agree.
You know, where you need that guy, or when you've got to break teams down, you need that player who's just going to come off. He's going to flick a ball there, flick a ball.
Yeah.
He might come off, and then someone's going to make a run inside.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's horses for courses. He's got to work out them things, Arteta. And I think the last couple of weeks he's got it wrong, and you know they've lost one and drew one.
Well, I mean, he's got the squad though. You know, he's going to still make mistakes like that. But I can't believe it feels weird to even say it's been 6 years this weekend that Mikel's been in charge of Arsenal. Paul, do you think it's quite a good blueprint sometimes, maybe for some of the other clubs, that a manager, you know, with the right backing, even if with a shaky start at the beginning, it can go good, like come good in the end?
I think so. Time, or you know, you got to have, people got to have time. You know, there's only two sure things in management. If you're an Arsene Wenger, probably, well, not even an Arsene Wenger. If you're a Sir Alex Ferguson,
Yeah.
you pay your tax, you get the sack.
Yeah.
They're the two surest things in management.
Yeah.
You've got to give time. You know, what he's done, I hear people go, if they don't win it this year, Arteta's got to go. He's got the life back in Arsenal. They're not also runs now. 6 years ago, 7 years, they were also runs. You know, they had no chance of ever winning the league. Would they get in the top four? It was a flick of a coin. They are big you now. He's got rid of everybody, all the trouble, all them, and he's brought life back to the club, and they are a very good team. That if you finish above Arsenal, you will win the Premier League.
Yeah.
Look. I mean, look at now we see Carlo Ancelotti on the screen, but this Arsenal team for his first game there, and the one that he has now in 6 years. And I know they've invested money, of course, and rightly so. But the value of the squads, the way they're playing, even the whole club, as you know too well, from the bottom to the top, it's transformed everything. And okay, yeah, the league title is missing. Sure, it would be much better if they'd won more. I get that. But everything he's done for this football club in the last 6 years is impressive.
Yeah, 100%. I think they win the league. There's 22 games to go. Their squad is so big and so strong that they win the league, in my opinion. If there was 6 games to go and I was sitting here and it was 2 points, then I'm going Man City.
Do you think sometimes when people are saying, like, you know, I can even catch myself saying it sometimes, it's like when people say, you know, I think they're going to go on and win the league, is that because of the squad depth and what we think they should do, or is that a reasonable thing? Are we kind of ruling out Man City too early?
They're the best team. I think they're the best team and they have the best squad. And their manager is maybe not at the level of Pep Guardiola, but not far.
Yeah.
So you've got maybe the second best manager in the league, the best squads, arguably. And in terms of starting 11, certainly what we see, the best defense for sure. Okay, maybe not the best attack, but you're not far. So you've got everything there. Plus the experience that you've drawn from the last 2 seasons where you were so close and for whatever reason you just missed out.
Yeah.
Whether it's your own fault, whether it was injuries, the pressure got to you, I don't know, mistakes that you made. All of that should be enough for them to go and win it.
But Paul, if they don't win tomorrow, would that change your mind?
I'd want to see the players in the next game after that.
Yeah.
Because it will change. It will.
So they've got Everton away, Brighton at home, Aston Villa at home.
Yeah. And then I'd want to see them, because then all of a sudden you draw one of them 2 games and Man City win, and then it's 3 points, and then all of a sudden it's catch up. But for me, I just don't see. They've got hard games coming up, but if they play to the best of their ability, they are the best team. And they've had the injuries they've had. If Man City had them, they'd be nowhere near them, nowhere near the players they've been missing. And I'm talking players where they play every week.
Yeah.
I hear some managers come out after a game and go, I've got 8 players out. And you go through the 8 players and you go, well, one of them plays and the other 7 don't play.
Yeah.
These are big players for them, big players.
And the home fixture for the second half of the season is obviously better because
of course, they've had some big games. Yeah.
Liverpool at home, Villa at home,
They had a hard
Chelsea
start,
at home.
didn't they?
Well, there we go. Well, looking forward to it. Arsenal are part of a 3-game.
Arsenal are in the best stand to win the Premier League title. Gary Neville and Paul Merson react. Arsenal Football Club is making waves this season, capturing the attention of fans and pundits alike with their impressive performances in the Premier League. As they sit poised to potentially clinch the title, the insights from football legends Gary Neville and Paul Merson add an intriguing layer to the narrative. This article delves into Arsenal's strong position in the league and explores the reactions of Neville and Merson, highlighting the factors contributing to this optimistic outlook. The 2025-2026 Premier League season has been nothing short of exhilarating, and Arsenal find themselves at the forefront of the title race, galvanizing enthusiasm among their supporters. Over the past few seasons, the Gunners have undergone a transformation, shifting from a rebuilding phase into a serious title contender. Under the guidance of Mikel Arteta, Arsenal has cultivated an identity characterized by fearless attacking play, tactical versatility, and a strong defensive foundation. Arsenal's tactical evolution. Arsenal's ascent can be attributed to Arteta's innovative tactical approach. The former player has effectively blended youthful exuberance with experienced heads, creating a squad that is both dynamic and balanced. The introduction of a fluid formation allows players to express themselves while also maintaining defensive structure, making the team hard to break down. Young stars like Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice have been standout performers, demonstrating remarkable pace and technical ability. Their contributions have been vital in supplementing Arsenal's attacking threats as they consistently create goal-scoring opportunities. Additionally, Arteta's tactical flexibility enables Arsenal to adapt, making them unpredictable and challenging for opponents to exploit. Resilience in difficult matches. Arsenal's mental fortitude has also shone brightly throughout the season. The team has displayed a commendable resilience in pressure situations, often turning narrow encounters into victories through sheer grit and determination. This trait is essential for any title contender, as the race can be unforgiving, especially against the league's more established teams. In key matches against title rivals, Arsenal has shown the ability to stand firm and execute their game plan, even under intense pressure. By securing hard-fought points in these fixtures, they have not only built confidence but also instilled fear in their competitors. Gary Neville's analysis. Gary Neville, a prominent football pundit and former Manchester United defender, has candidly analyzed Arsenal's position this season. He remarked that for the first time in many years, Arsenal looks well equipped to compete for the Premier League title. He emphasized their squad depth, stating that the Gunners have players capable of stepping up when needed, crucial for a grueling league campaign. Neville also stressed the positive influence of Arteta, who has managed to cultivate a winning mentality within the squad. He noted that Arsenal's balance of youth and experience has set them apart, allowing them to maintain consistency while growing into a formidable unit. Paul Merson's perspective. Paul Merson, a former Arsenal player and now a respected pundit, echoed Neville's thoughts, adding that the chemistry within the team is palpable. Merson highlighted how the Gunners have regained an air of confidence that had been missing in previous seasons. The blend of skill, teamwork, and determination gives him hope that Arsenal can indeed challenge for the title. Merson also pointed out the importance of depth in the squad, especially as the season enters its crunch phase. He remarked that having players ready to come in and make an impact from the bench will be crucial for Arsenal to sustain their title challenge over the remainder of the season. Challenges on the horizon. Even as Arsenal basks in their current form, challenges loom large as the season progresses. Rivals like Manchester City and Liverpool are equipped with the experience and depth to pose serious threats, and Arsenal will need to guard against complacency. Maintaining fitness levels and managing player fatigue will be essential as the fixtures begin to pile up. Furthermore, the emotional toll of a title race can weigh heavily on young shoulders, making it imperative for leaders in the dressing room to guide the squad through potentially turbulent periods. However, Mikel Arteta's experience and understanding of such pressures will be invaluable in helping his team navigate the challenges ahead. Arsenal are undeniably in the best position they have been in years to win the Premier League title. With a blend of tactical brilliance, youthful exuberance, and resilient performances, the Gunners are capturing the imagination of football fans everywhere. Insights from Gary Neville and Paul Merson lend further credence to the belief that Arsenal can continue their formidable run. As excitement builds around the club, supporters hope this season will culminate in a long-awaited return to top-flight glory. The stage is set for Arsenal to redefine their legacy, and the Gunners are ready to seize the moment.